Hello FlowStube, my name is Tamara. Welcome to my channel, Tamara Cross Stitch. I would like to start today's video with a project which is ongoing. Yes, ongoing project. This is Strawberry Summer by Just Nan. It's not finished. Maybe you thought I'm going to show it finished to you, but it's not finished. It's just the thing that I want to go to the next, way of organizing my work. This one was on a Nurgi hoops, and it was nice. I stitched it like almost the whole space of the hoops, and now I ironed the work. Like it looks neat now, and I want to go on a frame because like on a frame it's going to be easier to work. I don't want to like move on the hoops because I already attached the beads, and I never put the hoops where I have beads. And also on the frame it's going to be like the down part here, and I think it's going to be easy to work because out of 14 bands which the design has, I stitched 10. So this is the 10th and it's totally stitched. This is the 11th, and I have done just the frame of the band, and I have to fill in all these squares. And then I have like this one which comes like specialty stitches, and then this one which is the scene, or how they say, the view, not the view, I don't know how to call it, when you have like scene, probably you would call it. So there are two pots with flowers, a bench, and a bird. But the bird is going to be stitched in petites, like 1/1, and there is a final one here. I would say like 3 full bands, not a lot, but still they are going to be, like very intense bands. And the one which I haven't finished, I mean like this one, inside I have to do like these squares of the flower, which is going to be in each of these squares. It's a dark thread, and I have like to do 3 cross stitches here, and finish it, then move here, because I cannot like make the movements here because the dark thread is going to be seen. You see, like this one is pretty light and it's going to be seen. So yes, this one takes time, and sometimes it's annoying when you want to cross stitch and see the results, but when you are stitching free stitch, then you are like finishing them, then start another free stitch, and again and what else? Very beautiful design. I haven't attached, by the way, the strawberry charm because I just considered that with my when this one is going to be on the frame and I have both hands like free, it's easier, because if you have it on the hoops, one hand has to hold the hoop, the other hand is operating. But when your fabric is being held, so you have both hands like available to do it. So kind of like this it will look. Okay, these are the threads, except the Cranix and the who else, the pearl. By the way, speaking about the pearl, I kind of said that here into this one, if you stitch in Overa Soir, because you can stitch in silks if you want, this combination, for one thread they're giving like the usual silk, for the other they give a pearl silk, and the conversion into DMC, they ask to stitch with this kind of like DMC. And I thought, okay, what if I'm going to buy the same shade? This is 503, like an 8, and I'm going to stitch also with this one. But when trying it, I saw that these, how they say, this, not the structure, but the, like the thickness, yes, the thickness of the cross stitches, and it was different, and I didn't like it. That's why I didn't do it. What else? Here I made a mistake. So this white flower is like one stitch here, like to the right. It's not very visible, but I didn't like frog it away because the mistake was with the center, and it was too much thing, too many movements to be done. So So this is how it looks like. Yes, as usual, a lot of like specialty stitches, a lot of like things, little things. So here you kind of stitch one day, and in the end of the day, if you have like 3 or 4 bands, this is a great result. No, because for example, bands like this is a band. Yes, this one takes much time, more time. These ones are easier. So especially if the stitch is easy, this one, for example, the 10th, it was pretty easy, like few minutes and it was ready. This one took a little bit more because it's not complicated, but it took more. So it depends, but in the end, the result, of course, it's beautiful. So I'm going to continue stitching this one, and of course I'm going to finish it and show it to you. I hope next time I'm going to show it already finished. I don't know if I told you, but I would like to stitch and have a pin cushion like this. There is a nice pin cushion here. We have like it's here, the chart. The only thing, I'm going also to stitch on this kind of fabric. The only thing I think when I'm finishing it, I'm not going to leave so much space here, because you see, in comparison with the Stork scissors, there is a lot of like fabric left on the edges. I don't think I'm going to leave so much fabric on the edges. I'm going to make it kind of like smaller. And yeah, that's it about this one. I'm going to continue stitching it, and I'm going to show it to you how it looks like. And I finished stitching Strawberry Summer. I mean like this sampler. This is how it looks like, the whole thing. So it's not, Just-Nan has smaller band samplers and has larger band samplers. I would say that this one is a medium one. I would classify it as a medium one. So since you haven't, so last time when I showed it to you, I finished like the inside of these squares. I did this band, and by the way, for this band is being done in 2 steps. Like you do the upper part, and then you do the number part, the letter part, you know. And in the instruction, it is said to do both parts, both steps with the same color of thread. But when I look here on the preview, I kind of see that it's different color, you see. That's why after doing the first one, I kind of improvised, and I took the next thread, because I had it like in the key, like next lighter thread, and I did it with this one. Yeah. If I had like understood from the very beginning, maybe I would have changed it with a darker, but then you see I have this band which also comes with this color, so I think it's okay. So far it's okay. Then this one, which was the largest band, like the bench, the bird. By the way, the bird is being stitched 1/1. I started like 1/1 as usual, but because this is the MC linen, and this one is not so, how do I say, thick as Zweigart, the cross stitches in 1 thread over 1, they were kind of like going away. Then I continued, I restarted it in 2 threads. I stitched like cross stitch in 2 threads a little bit here, understood that it's too much, and then continued half stitch in 2 threads. So the poor bird is stitched in all the ways possible. On top of the bird, they, in the chart, in this one on the preview, they have ear. I didn't want to write the ear. I don't to cross stitch the ear. I don't know why I didn't want it. I just want to leave it like this. And the last band is this one. So yeah, this one is finished. And I attached, yes, I attached the strawberry charm, of course. Of course, I attached the strawberry charm. And that's it. This one is stitched. And when I was like shopping a couple of days ago, I saw such a frame. I bought it because I thought it's going to be a good investment for samplers, because you see it's long. I tried this one tried to see how it fit, even if I didn't unpack it. It fits here inside. The only thing is that the sides, they are not going to be exactly like I will see. I'll try to, because I think this type of frame is going to be nice for this design. So I'll try to frame it here. And we are not saying goodbye to this design yet, because I have to stitch, at least I want, okay, I don't have to, I want to stitch this little like element here and make a pin cushion. I just have, I'm in the mood of playing and making something small, something nice, you know. So yes, I think we are going to meet with this design one more time. And I framed this design, Strawberry Summer. So the passepartout, the mat I used to have, so I cut it here. I didn't cut it like perfectly, I didn't like. And it's okay, it's not like critical, but the thing is that when you put here the mat, this one is white. It's like white, and I don't like, because you see the frame, this one is kind of like dirty white, or it's darker, and this one is not nice. It is a variant to like dye it, color it, but no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not in the mood of doing it. That's why I just left it without like the fabric is not white, is colored, so I think it's nice. It looks nice, even if like upstairs and downstairs the space is larger than on the like sides, like here and here, but still I love it. I love it how it looks like. Of course I'll try to film it like nicely. And the pin cushion, I said that I'm going to stitch that pin cushion which was there. I stitched it. You see, it's not a lot of stitch, one of the elements. And while I was stitching it, I was thinking, oh my god, I'm going to finish this one like beautifully. I'm going to think this and that. I finished it, and it was already late. I left it for the next day to like make it into a pin cushion. And you know, I didn't have like, I wasn't in the mood of finishing it like almost at all, but I kind of like wanted to have it like finished that day. I could leave it like leave it aside for a day, 2, a week, a month, and then finish it. But I wanted like very much to finish it and say that this design is kind of finished. That's why I made it like very simple. You see, this side is also the same type of linen. I used here the biscornu stitch with one of the threads which was used inside. I picked a tassel, a new tassel I had in my stash. And here I used Mill Hill beads, which I also had in my stash, and they are kind of like the ones which I used here in the middle. Like the color. And that's it, because this one is going to be, it's going to hang on my tree, the white tree I have. And in such a way, I consider this design Strawberry Summer stitched and finished. My strawberry projects are over. Maybe in time I'm going to frame it, but as long as I'm spending like time and money on these frames, I doubt. The only, reason and possibility of this ones to be reframed is to move in a super large house where I would have so many walls, where I would put like clusters of works and like frame designs, and I wouldn't like that they are framed differently. I don't know. So far this one is going to just stay like this. And I wanted to show you my garden, not the whole garden, just a part of it, which is my favorite right now. So my hydrangea is in full bloom. This is my first hydrangea I purchased 3 years ago, I think. So it lived in a pot since then. And this is the first year it's so much in bloom. And I suppose that this is because of the hydrangea food I purchased in spring. And I feed it, like at least the ones which I used to have. Because so much bloom it didn't have The interesting fact is that when I purchased it, it was purple, and all the summers it bloomed pink. Yes. But I'm working on it. I'm like changing the soil, how it's called. So I know that it depends on the soil. I know that you can do tricks and make it bloom like purple, or even combined color, or it can be changeable. Like half of the plant is one color, the other half of the plant is another color. I know that you can play with it. This one is the one which froze in spring, and this one was in the Hydrangea hospital, if you remember, and it bloomed. The interesting thing is that when I purchased it in spring, it was like this color, and now it's like this. So yes, this one went out of the hospital and it's good now. This one, it was gifted to me by my my neighbor. I replanted it. I don't know how it's going to act. I'm going to see. And this one was pink when I showed you last time, and it was in bloom. Now the bloom is gone. I'm not like cutting these things. I'm leaving it like that to see what is going to happen. And this big surprise, the nice surprise, is that it's going to bloom again. I'm curious if the flowers, how they call them, they're going to be also so large, because these ones were very large. Mine, this one, it's not so. Even since I bought it, it's not like they are more. They are a lot, but they are small, you see. This is my pin cushion plant. This is the newly purchased hydrangea, like 3 days ago. I think I bought it. I already replanted it, so it's okay. This one is another style. I don't know how to call it, because look how this one is blooming, you see. So because this one is going to have like more bloom. Look how it looks. And with this one, I remember that last year, because this one is the second one I purchased. Last year, the middle ones, they didn't like bloom. I'll see what is going to happen this year. I'm just curious to see what is going to happen. Clematis, this one started blooming, but I don't think this one is fully happy, because something is, look, here is a bit dry. Still, I think that the flower should be more and should be like more beautiful. Here I have a kind of pot with like light with solar battery, and I like it. And then it's my lavender and my older hydrangea. So yes, this is the beautiful part of my garden right now, which I'm enjoying. And I'm getting ready for my new project, which is going to be Jim Shore's pineapple, welcome pineapple, this one. And what I have done, I have finally dyed the fabric. So here on like the original one is stitched on hand-dyed Jobeline Summer Sky. I haven't found this one, that's why I said that I'm going to dye by myself, but not making like with variegation. So it's going to be just one color and that's it. So it's beautiful when you stitch on white, this one as well. I saw it like on YouTube being stitched on white, but I said no, I'm going to like stitch it on a fabric which is going to be dyed by me. I had this one in my stash, like aquamarine reed. I don't know why I bought it, honestly, I couldn't remember. But I just realized that it's not going to be okay. That's why I purchased another one, which is royal blue. So I used royal blue to dye these ones. And of course I poured a lot, and thanks God I had like pieces of fabric and I could try. So this is the first one I tried. It's beautiful, but it's too dark, and it was white, and I said that it's going to be for pink cushion. Probably it's going to be nice. Then I made it like I diluted, or how it's called, with water, and I made this one. This one, it's nice, and I'm going to use it for the rooster, Jim Shore rooster. So yeah, because this comes from the same piece of Jobelane I had, and I said that I'm going to dye it in like different blues, and I'm going to use it for the rooster. And then I made it, I understood that still it's dark, and I want it even lighter. And then I made it lighter, and I wanted to try to see how it works. And I had another piece of even weave, which is blue, like very, very light blue. You wouldn't even say that it's light blue. But nevertheless, for a small design, it's okay to use. And then finally, so this is the one which I'm going to use for this one. These are the threads. I just pulled out the threads so that I could see how it looks like. It looks very nice. So yeah, maybe it seems too light blue, but I'm okay with it. I didn't want a darker blue, you see. And yes, the beads I was waiting, they came. I'm just going to organize the whole thing. I'm going to make the first stitches, and I'm going to show it to you like how it looks like. And I was like stitching, attaching beads. I got tired and I said I want a coffee break. And then I told myself I should probably film this moment, because I risk to show you the design finished already. So I almost finished the frame. So the welcome pineapple. I almost finished the frame, like stitched the stitches, the cross stitches, very little cross stitches here. And the bottom, so here I have to attach the green beads and the appetites, yes, and a bit of purple, and don't remember what else. So the frame is almost ready. I'm going to finish it today for sure. And I still have left the pineapple, like I have to do the pineapple. The frame itself, it's 50 and something percent, so it's a lot, which means the pineapple is not going to be so big. And yeah, by the way, I have such a pineapple. Yes, I love buying Jim Shore figurines with the designs I have. I didn't take it out, like this one is on a frame, on the sofa stand, I don't know how to call it. And for me it's a must, because when I'm attaching the beads I need both of my hands. I'm doing it much quicker. And this one is super loaded with beads, By the way, when speaking about the beads, I said that I ordered some. I was not sure that what I have is going to be enough. Here they are. I haven't opened them yet, because so far I have used what I had in my stash. Because I left them here being curious if what I had is going to be enough. If not, I'm going to open these ones and I'm going to use. And by the way, if you are stitching this one, I was not very careful. For example, there are colors of beads where you need, for example, 2 packages, 3 colors, you need 2 packages and 1 free packages. I looked at it and like, how do I say, visually, I appreciated how much I have, like, because I don't have them in packs. I put everything in those like containers. I showed previously in one of my videos how I organize the beads. And I kind of thought that I have there 2 packs, and I just ordered one. This is about like this red one, you see. And you know what, so far I'm working with what I have. So this red is like here in these flowers, like on this part of the border in these flowers, and the most of it is here, of course. I have to attach 100 and something beads, and I kind of feel that what I have is going to be enough, so I won't even need the pack I purchased. But it's good that I purchased it and I have it, and in case I need it, I will use it. I'm very happy with the fabric I dyed. So this is Jobelane. It was antique white, and I dyed it with Rit, and I'm very, very, like, how do you say, happy with the result. So yeah, I'm going to have my coffee break, and I'm going to continue stitching this one, and probably you'll see already finished next time in a few seconds. For you, of course. For me, it's not going to be a few seconds. And I have just stitched the pineapple from Jim Shore, and I wanted to share it with you, the experience. So I'm reminding you that I inspired myself from this book. I don't know, book probably, small book, in celebration of 40 years of Wichelt. Interesting fact is that I purchased this one for this design, so for the pineapple design, but this is the third design I'm stitching from it, because previously I already have stitched like Lucky the cat from here, and I also stitched Midnight Santa from here. Yeah. I was thinking about so except of course the pineapple, the this one Mirabilia design, this mermaid, but I just decided that no, I'm not going to stitch it. And one more thought, it was this one, but again I decided that no, I'm not going to stitch it. And you have to buy also buttons, and these buttons are out of print, I mean like these buttons, and I decided that no, I'm going to stop like with the pineapple design. And I have just finished it, by the way, that's why it's not even ironed. You see it was on the frame, because I'm intending to iron, and I want to try to frame it, because I have a frame 20 by 25 centimeters. I just tried this one and it fits perfectly. That's why a couple of days ago when I was shopping, I just went in the range shop and I found 2 more frames 20 by 25, and I'm going to try all 3 of them, and I'll see which one is going to be better for the design. I stitched the design, so if you speak about the technical details, the design was stitched according to the key. So you need 20 DMC threads. These are the threads, they're beautiful colors. Not all of them are used like a lot. Some of them are used just for a few cross stitches. I think this one was used only for attaching the beads, if I'm not wrong. So yeah. In the key they recommend to have 2 skeins of 712. I had a skein which was like on the bobbin, I used it, and I even had a little left over. I had an extra skein, but I didn't need an extra skein, so I dealt with 1, but they say you need 2. Probably it depends on how you're stitching, because I stitched in 2 threads over 2, because you know usually you stitch in 3 threads when it's perforated paper. When it's fabric, they recommend to stitch in 2 threads. So these are the threads which I used. Speaking about the beads which I had in my stash, some of them I used a lot, some of them I didn't use so much, but I kind of like dealt with everything I had, you see, because the new ones I bought, so here are the new ones, I opened only 2, and this is of course good because I will have the extra, you see. So these are the ones which I still opened and used. It was this green, like 02-104, this green. I had to open the new pack, and purple 02084. So this purple I still had to open the pack and use, but the rest of them it was enough. Yeah, there are like some of them very little leftovers, but still everything it was enough. Now, if I finished, I just wanted to make sure that how much is going to be enough from my own one, but then I'm going to pour. This one I'm going to pour here. Of course, I'm not going to leave them here. And I'm going to put these ones back into my boxes, because I showed you how I organize my beads, and I'm happy with this organization. Okay, speaking about the beads, there are a lot of them, by the way, lots and lots of beads. It's a little bit even heavy when you're like holding it in your hand. Speaking about the beads, there are like two things which I wanted to mention. So on the roofs of the houses, you have to attach this bead. This beads. It's 02043. This is what the key says. Unfortunately, they are out of print. I mean, like these ones. You can choose a replacement. So the nearest color, it's a bit reddish, if I'm not wrong. You can choose that one, because the roofs of the houses are going to be more reddish. Nothing bad here. I have these beads since I think last year, because when I wanted to stitch Percy the pig, also by Jim Shore, I remember that I saw in a video that the lady was saying that Mill Hill already is replacing the beads, because these ones are out of print. That's why I purchased them for Percy. I just found them in stock in a shop, and I purchased 3 or 4 packs. And I thought that whenever I'm going to need this bead in future, I'm going to have it. They are going to finish, I'm going to replace it as well. So this is the second design. I already used this out of print beads, just as a matter of saying, yes. And the replacement which I did, you see here on this, this is the sky, because this is like this scene, and this is the sky. The beads, the petite beads which are here in the sky, they are supposed to be, by the key, these ones, you see. But when you look on the preview, so here, they look a little bit pinkish, but they are very discreet, very nice. Here, when you attach these beads, they totally don't look like this. So when you attach these beads, they totally don't look like this, because I tried with 3 beads. I didn't like it, and I decided that I would replace them. I looked in my stash, because I was looking for something like more, how do I say, pinkish, peach, transparent. This was my choice. I didn't have anything, that's why I chose to use this one. This is the famous 40123. Famous because in many like designs you can see. These ones, most of them are leftovers from Mill Hill designs. That's why I have so much. So I used this one because the threads which I used here, there are 2 color of threads, and they are creamish, you see. And this is my choice, and I like it. I am very happy with it. I like it. And by the way, if you would look at the pineapple itself, because yes, I have such a thing, the pineapple itself, you see, there is a little bit of like pinkish here. But I don't know, I just liked with no such beads. I don't know why. And by the way, about the pineapple, here is the pineapple. I was trying when I started stitching this one, the little scene, I was trying to determine which side is, because you can look at this pineapple from 4 sides, you see, like 4 different sides. And apparently it's this one. Pretty simple one, by the way, because the beautiful one is this one, you see, with like a probably they didn't do this one because it would have been too complicated, because the detail is very small. So to do this like Amish with his car, it would have been too complicated. Probably that's why, because the other sides you see are this one. Even this one I consider being nicer because of his house. I would have chosen this one, but no, they chose this one for a reason. So yes, nice. By the way, if you ever ask yourself why welcome and why pineapple, there is a short video on YouTube with Jim Shore himself. It's a old, like 9 years old, I think, video, where he presents a different pineapple, not this one, because he has like more than one pineapple. And there he says why pineapple and why welcome. So which is the connection between pineapple and welcome? Apparently in old times when people used to explore new continents by ship, and they were bringing from there different exotic, interesting things like food, fruit, vegetables, and other things. They used to bring pineapples as well, and the captains of the ships, they used to bring the pineapple at home and put it in the front of the house, in front yards, the entrance, something like this. And this was a sign to say that the captain is home and he is welcoming his guests. So everybody is welcome to come and visit the family, because the head of the family is already at home. Something like this. Yes, I found it interesting, because honestly I have never guessed why pineapple is connected with welcome. So you are always welcome, yes, it's a good phrase, but why there is a pineapple and not something else, I didn't know until I heard the story. So this would be the connection. Okay, so I'm going to go and frame this one, and probably I'm going to show it to you one more time. By the way, when I was attaching the beads, because I am attaching the beads, there were 10 color of beads. Each color of beads has its own bead needle, yes? And I'm using the beading needles which are left from Mill Hill kits. And I have an organizer where I'm usually putting them. I couldn't find that one, so I had to go to new Mill Hill kits, take out from them the beading needle to have it for this design. While I was like looking for it, I found in my stash, in my needle stash, such they were packed, such to pack with 2 needles. They're beading needles. They were fashionable some years ago. They are long. They are much longer than the usual beading needles. And I decided why they are staying like they are new. Let me use them. And I like opened the package I started attaching the beads with one of them. They are so uncomfortable. You see how long they are. They are so uncomfortable. Has anybody of you tried to attach? Are they for needles, for beads, or like some? It's very okay to like attach some treasures. Tell me please, because I didn't find them at all comfortable. So yeah, just as a curiosity, they were like in my stash for years and years, and now I just found that they are not okay for using. Okay, so I am going to frame this one, and I'm going to show it to you one more time, I think, and that's it with this design. And this is what I managed to do. I finished it, I framed it in such a frame. This is the one I had at home, but still I went and bought 2 others. In a second I'll show you the other options. But this one is kind of grayish bluish, and this one, it seems to me the most like nicest, appropriate to frame this one. I don't have like ideally here, because I don't manage to do it with Jobeline. I don't know why. With linen I more or less I managed, but with Jobeline, but I tried very hard. So this is what I have. And I have 2 frames. So this one is greenish, not bad, but still, like when I tried the 3 of them, this one was like the best. And such a frame, also a nice one. You see, it's like outside is wood like brown, and inside is green. Also, it's a nice one, but nevertheless this one was the most appropriate. And in such a way I have a stitched and framed design. Nice one, and I'm very glad that I managed to do it. And for those who maybe would like this part, I kind of said in my previous video, one of my previous videos, that I started collecting perfumes from, generally speaking, I love very much Guerlain as a perfume house, as a brand of perfumes. And recently I discovered that I like their range Aqua Allegoria, and I decided to collect. Not all of them, I would say, some of them, but most of them, which are being released nowadays, because they used to release 1 or 2 every year. They used to like take out of production 1 or 2, and let me show you what I have. So last time I showed you a few of them. What do I have new? Okay, so I have Orange Soleil. Oops, sorry. As you can see, I already purchased myself a kind of like shelf for perfume. It's perfume and cosmetics, but makeup, but I'm going to use it for perfume. First I thought that it's going to be enough for my whole Guerlain perfumes, but apparently no, just Aqua Allegoria is going to fit here. So what do I have? Orange Soleil. This is an absolute love. This one for sure is going to be a refill one day when this one is going to be finished. And alongside with Mandarin Basilic, this one is for very, very fresh weather. So it's totally a big, great love. So this one was purchased. Also, and it's a big bottle, as you could see, it's 125 mils. Also, I purchased Herba Fresca. I wasn't remembering exactly how it was smelling, this one. That's why I watched a few reviews. And the reviews were saying that it smells so fresh. It's like lime and like a mojito, you know. I like very much lime. I prefer lime over lemon. And I was sure that the freshness is going to be wow. And I purchased a big one, so 125 mils. The thing is that I'm not like 100% super in love with it. So I'm going to use this one, and I doubt that I'm going to buy a refill or a second one. So I'm going to see how it's going to go with this one, but I don't think a refill is going to be possible for this one. And then, also from the fresh range, I purchased Bergamote Calabria, and this one I like. So this one is a total love. And I'm kind of regretting that I didn't buy this one in 125 mils and the Herba Fresca in a smaller one. So I'm going to use this one, make sure, but I think this one is going to be, how they say, a refill. I think that this one is going to have a refill because I totally loved it. Totally loved it. Okay, then, as Mandarin Basilic was my greatest, so here is the Eau de Toilette Mandarin Basilic. This was the first Aqua Allegoria I have ever purchased. It was a couple of years ago, or even 3 years ago. I wasn't using it for like until last autumn, when I just pulled it out because it was in the box new. I pulled it out and I said, okay, let me use, and this is when my craziness about Aqua Allegoria started. Okay, so Mandarin Basilic has, so it has the Forte variant, which is Eau de Parfum. You know, like now, if they are selling it in like the label, the label is gold, it means it's Eau de Parfum. I already have Rosa Rosa. And I said that I'm going to buy all of them. But no, apparently I'm not going to buy all of them. I decided that, no. And so I purchased the Mandarin Basilic, the Eau de Parfum. This one is not as fresh. This one is more concentrated, and it's not as fresh as the Eau de Toilette. You know, like Eau de Toilette, you use like when it's very hot. It's a very fresh thing. This one you can use like when it's the weather is colder, because this one is more concentrated. And this one, like the Mandarin Basilic, in 2023, it was released also as the Harvest Edition, because they had like such, you see with these things, they had 3 scents. It was like Mandarin Basilic, it was Neroli Vetiver, and it was Rosa Rosa. Just 3 of them were released, like it was a limited edition. Nowadays in shops, unfortunately, we cannot buy it. That's why I had to look on the marketplaces. And first I was like kind of chasing the Mandarin Basilic. I like it. And this one also is like the Eau de Parfum. It's more concentrated, you see. And it's very nice. It comes only in 125 mils. You cannot like buy it like in smaller recipients. And I totally like it. And after buying it and loving it so much, I said that I'm going to risk myself and buy Neroli Vetiver. Rosa Rosa, no, because I'm not so much into rose, you know, like scent, smell. And this one is nice, Neroli Vetiver. It's not like, I would say, like love for me, but I like it. And I had the opportunity to smell the Eau de Toilette, Eau de Parfum, and you know, like this one, the Harvest Edition, it's very strong and it lasts almost like the Eau de Parfum, I mean the one which comes in the golden label. That's why so far I decided that with Neroli Vetiver I am not going to buy the Eau de Toilette. I didn't even plan to buy that one. I was thinking about like the one with the golden label, the Eau de Parfum. But as I purchased this one and it has like the same strength as the Eau de Parfum, I decided that it's going to be only one Neroli Vetiver, so I'm not going to buy more. And in such a way, this is what I have at this moment. Now I am kind of like, I want 5 5 more, and probably I'm going to stop, because the ones which are out of print, out of production, I'm not going to how they say, I'm not going to chase, unless they are going to I'm going to see them for a good price and I'm going to buy them. I'm going to use what I have. The ones I'm going to give my mom, some of them, couple of them for sure. I know for sure that a couple of them are going to go to my mom. And in the end, only the ones which are going to be like a total love, I'm going to buy the refills. Of course, if the bottle allows me, because as I said, you see, these are old bottles and you cannot do refills with them. So a bottle which can be refilled, if, for example, is this one. You see, so the B comes embossed like this and the bottle comes like this. So wherever the bottle is going to allow me to buy the refill, though there are going to be like empty bottles, I mean, which allow me refill, but they're not going to be from this perfume. I'll see. There is a long way until then. I have a lot to use. Okay, so yes, in case you were interested how my collection. And by the way, with this one, you see, I caught myself like for a long time. I was kind of like prioritizing the cross-stitch purchases, shopping. Now I'm ready not, I noticed that I'm ready not to buy like cross-stitch, but to buy perfumes, you see. So no, this one is not going to overcome my cross-stitch, but like first, how do I say, it's a first that in so much time I finally am interested in something else. I hope you liked it. I hope it was interesting for you, and see you in my next videos. Until then, bye bye.